All right, you beautiful bitch. This is what I got for you today. We're going over 10 common fitness myths, and I'm just going to debunk them because there's a lot of bullshit information out there, as you might be well aware. What your favorite influencer is not telling the truth. My God, what? No way. But anyhow, yeah, so since there's a lot of BS information out here, I'm going to give you 10 myths that they're just false. So the first one, lifting makes you bulky. Okay, this one is mainly one that you hear from women. They don't lift, so that's why you always have the cardio queens or all the bunnies on the treadmill. You know, they're just the cardio bunnies, just fucking running until their heart gives out. I don't fucking know, running after a labubu. But they don't do weight training because they don't want to get bulky. Okay, so women do not produce that much testosterone naturally. They will not get bulky. Even their version of bulky is not going to be what they're envisioning. I think most people think that they think of a bodybuilder like, oh, if I just fucking lift some weight, if I lift weight, I'm gonna look like a man or look like a bodybuilder or some shit. But yeah, you kind of need, I mean, if men have to take testosterone and steroids to get that kind of physique, what makes you as a woman think that you would get a similar physique, A, being a woman, and then B, some dude's yelling about some shit, and then B, you're not taking any hormones. So that's not realistic. If anything, you would tone up and then you might even lean out a little bit. Ultimately, when people they want to lose weight, it's like more of a recomp. People want to look leaner. So it's not that they want to look skinny, it's normally they want to look like muscular, not overly muscular. You could get that, you can achieve that naturally just by lifting weights. You can get a lean physique. Now, you're not going to be like bodybuilding stage lean. That you need to take a lot of shit for, but that will never be you walking around on a day-to-day basis. So that one's really a non-issue. Okay, the second one. If anybody tells you that you can lose fat from a particular area, it's called spot reduction. It is false. I think most people know that this is false, but there's new people out there that might not know that this is false. But yes, any sort of garment or exercise that's making a claim that you will lose fat in that targeted area, it's just not, that's not how your body burns fat. What your body does is when you burn fat, you burn it from all over, and you don't get to choose where that is. So no, doing more crunches or sit-ups is not going to it's going to help your abs just from a building muscle perspective. But as far as what you have in mind, no, you're going to lose fat from all over. And honestly, the midsection is one of the last places to go. Like the hips and belly, it's where a lot of guys, and lower back, it's where a lot of guys store their fat. So yeah, no spot reduction. Third one, more sweat does not equal a better workout. So just because you are sweating, that does not mean you had a good workout. You could run as fast as you can for 10 seconds. Well, let's make it longer. Fast as you can for 30 seconds, and you do that twice, you might start to break a sweat. You might be pretty sweaty depending on your activity level, your normal activity level. That is not an effective workout. You did not burn nearly enough calories to really accomplish anything. All you did was spike your heart rate. So sweating, that's just your body's way of cooling itself down. It does not indicate an effective workout. Now, if you are doing an effective workout, are you likely to sweat? Yes. But sweating in and of itself is not an indicator of a workout being good or not. Okay, what is this, 4? I'm trying to read my own handwriting. 4, no pain, no gain. So, workouts aren't supposed to hurt. Soreness and pain in a workout context are two different things. So like my chest right now from yesterday, it's a little tender. Like I kind of feel it, but it doesn't hurt. I notice it. Now, if you push yourself and go too hard, it's going to be more uncomfortable, especially when you're not used to it. So you kind of want to be mindful that you're not going too hard in the beginning, especially because you're at a higher risk of experiencing greater soreness. And you don't want to make it to where you don't want to work out again. So we want exercises that are challenging, but not too challenging. But if you're really listen to your body. If you're doing an exercise, you see some dude's video online, or fuck, if you see any exercise that I've done and you go try, you're like, oh, this kind of hurts my whatever, don't do it. You know your body best. Exercising is not supposed to be painful. So if it's hurting and it's really uncomfortable, you're probably doing something wrong. Okay, dude, we're like halfway through this shit, bro. Carbs making you fat. Carbs do not make you fat. Anything can really make you fat. If you're eating too many calories and you're not burning enough, you are going to gain weight. That is just the way it is. That could be protein, that could be fats. In fact, the carnivore diet is you meet your caloric needs by only eating proteins and fats. There's no carbs in it. I don't think that eliminating carbs is a super realistic diet that you can do. Some people can, and it's your own prerogative, but it is not necessary. Carbs don't make you fat. Your body, your brain specifically, loves carbohydrates, or your brain's preferred source of energy. Your body needs carbs on some level. It doesn't need shit ton of carbs, but you do need carbohydrates. So any diet that tells you to omit a macronutrient from it for the foreseeable future is probably not something that's going to be super sustainable. Because also when you eliminate carbs, so another aspect of carbohydrates is that they hold water. They draw water into your muscles. So a lot of people are carrying around water weight. When you go on something like the carnivore diet or the Atkins diet or the South Beach diet, they're all the same shit, just with different names. But if you go on a diet like that and you eliminate carbs, you're not holding as much water either. So it's not like you've lost you lost 10 pounds. It's not all fat. A lot of it, probably the bulk of it, is going to be water, which as soon as you rehydrate and reintroduce carbs, it's going to come back. So sorry, it's not that simple. Now sugar is a carbohydrate, and that'll fuck you over, because especially here in the US, sugar is in every single fucking thing on the planet. Things that shouldn't even have sugar in them. We literally love sugar. It is super addictive, and it's why we're so obese. So that one, I'll give you that. Too much sugar, yes, that will make you fat. But again, anything theoretically could do that. Okay, number 6. You have to train every day. No, you don't have to train every day. Your body needs rest. Your body grows while you're resting, not while you're in the gym. Your body needs something to fix to make stronger, so that's what we're doing in the gym. We're breaking down those muscle fibers, and then while we're resting, our body is building those back up. But you're not going to lose your gains overnight. You know, actually, you can go like a couple weeks and really be okay in that department. But yeah, you don't need to work out every single day. Four is really like that's perfectly. 3 good ones or 4 is all you really need. You know, 5, 6, and I was somebody that went 7 days a week. It was more out of habit and just like something to do. But from like a growth perspective, I probably wasn't doing myself the best that I could. So yeah, also with the gym and fitness, like the whole point, it's supposed to be an aspect of your life, not your entire life. Now, like, I get it, if you do it as a career or something, it can be kind of your entire life. But the actual act of going to the gym, like, you gotta be flexible. Shit pops up, things happen. It's not that serious, bro. Just chill. Okay? So that should be a relief. If you're trying to get any sort of results, you may not have to go to the gym as much as you thought. Look at that. That's not so bad. All right. What is this? Number 7. Lighter weights don't build muscle. Yes, they do. I actually use a lot of lightweight. I'm not a super strong individual, but I've always focused more on the form and technique, and I use lighter weights. Like, I don't really curl anything over 30 pounds. I try to go up as much as I can, but the main thing, the thing that's most important, is that your workouts are intense, so you're actually reaching failure on your exercises. The amount of weight doesn't matter. And I honestly think people try to go up in weight too damn fast, and they wind up getting hurt. because at some point you're going to get hurt from a form breakdown. And then especially when you start working those higher, like the higher weights, like now you're moving some serious weight. It's like an injury. A 10-pound dumbbell does not hurt as much as, you know, a 45-pound dumbbell. So fucking up with 135 ain't going to be as bad as fucking up with 315. So, and it's not really, you don't have to lift a crazy amount of weight to get big. It's almost like there comes a point where like the risk does not outweigh the reward. Now, if you want to be strong, you want to power lift, go for it. But you don't have to, and you can get results perfectly fine with lightweight. Just ask Ronnie Coleman. All of his weight was lightweight. Okay. Okay. You don't need any fucking supplements. You don't need Turk Builder, GO2 Max. You don't really need creatine. You don't need protein powder. You don't need anything. Do some of those things help? Yes, but not a base requirement. They're called supplements for a reason. They're supposed to supplement what you're already doing. So if you should be drinking enough water. You should be eating whole foods. If you're eating enough protein, you're getting enough calories, you're staying hydrated, you're resting, and you're eating in a caloric surplus, you will build muscle, you will grow. Conversely, if you're in a caloric, I cannot think of the word, deficit, if you're in a caloric deficit, you will lose weight. And if you're hitting your protein goal, you're going to keep more muscle than if you're not. So, little thing to keep in mind if you're trying to cut down, lose weight. But yeah, you don't need supplements. I used to work at a supplement shop. A lot of it is just like pre-workout. Like people like pre-workout, people like caffeine and being stimmed the fuck out. I'm one of them. My supplements, I have a vitamin D capsule, I have creatine, and I have protein powder. Like the creatine and the protein powder. There's another one. Creatine, protein, and pre-workout. If you wanted those three things will cover like 99% of your bases, like no question. So, and that's realistically, that's not that expensive either. If you're spending a couple $100 here and there on random ass shit, a lot of it, the thing is, the supplement industry is heavily unregulated, so you don't really know what you're getting half the time. And most of the time, the supplements aren't even dosed right. They're not even at an effective dose. So you might gain something, but oftentimes it's like it's negligible. So 9, one I'm the worst with, but cardio, killing your gains. Cardio does not kill your gains. Now you should structure your cardio to kind of do it on its own time, not really around the time that you're doing weight training. However, not everybody has the time or capability to do that. So ideally, if you could have them at separate times, then great. If not, it is what it is. It's not going to kill your gains. What you want to do is if you're going to do cardio, just do your cardio afterward. Do it after your workout. That way there, you did not use up all of your energy for your weight training. You didn't burn it up with your cardio. In that sense, if you do it before and you deplete glycogen from both type 1 and type 2 muscle fibers, you will not have that glycogen available for your weight training, and you need them. I can't remember which one it is, but might be type 2, but basically weight training uses primarily one type of muscle fiber, whereas your cardio training uses both. So if you deplete both stores for each muscle fiber, you will negatively affect how much weight you can lift in the gym during that session. However, if you lift your weights first and deplete those glycogen stores, when you do your cardio, you're still going to have enough energy to actually do the activity. And you didn't deplete, because again, the amount of damage you do with the weights, that's what you need. Oh my God, a whole bunch of toilet paper fell into the road. That's shitty. Okay, last one. We made it. This was longer than I fucking expected. All right, more is always better. No. Honestly, one thing I've learned from my fitness journey is that taking less time, so I used to work out 7 days a week. Now I'm down to 4, and I still do yoga on the weekends. But I've noticed I feel better. My workouts feel more precise. I'm able to recover. And overall, I'm just performing better with working out less. And I'm giving my body more time to rest. So it's counterintuitive, and honestly, the hardest part for most of us, I think, is just not going to the gym because we feel like we have to go. If like you've been going for a little bit, it's like something you just feel like you need to do, and that can be tough to kind of hold yourself back. So rest days don't have to be days where you do nothing. They could be days where you just, like, I like to do yoga. Maybe you could do that, or maybe you could, if you like longboarding, ride a longboard, or rollerblading, or going on a hike. Make those like your functional fun fitness days. That way there you still can do an activity, you're still burning calories, being active, but it's not rigorous enough to where it's negatively affecting your ability to recover. So, but that is that. So that was 10 fitness myths that were debunked. Yeah, we did it. Another one. Dude, we're fucking VidMaster Flex doing all sorts of shit. But anyhow, if you found this helpful, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Leave whatever the fuck you want. Leave a comment. If there's some other video or topic that you want me to cover, let a brother know. And as always, remember to stay beautiful, that you are loved. Never stop trying. Brian. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Peace.